Today, the state Senate Education Committee heard a bill that would partially control what's being taught in Kentucky's classroom. The Teaching America's Principles Act wants to create certain material that must be taught in history classes. Now, the act hinges on a couple of things. It would focus on a baseline of 24 historical documents, which would be used as primary source material that teachers would be required to teach from. Now, parents would get a say in what they find appropriate for their students if it is political in nature, and also allow families to opt out of these lessons if they want to. The bill also includes a rule that allows teachers to opt out of training that pushes narratives of racial, ethnic, or gender stereotyping. Gabrielle Harmon has more from the debate in Frankfort about this bill.
In a 9-4 vote, the Senate Standing Committee passed an education bill about American history and how students will be learning about it.
The purpose of the legislation before you is to preserve alignment of middle and high school standards with American principles of equality, freedom, and personal agency.
Bill sponsor Senator Max Wise says Bill 138 will focus on teaching students grades K through 12 how to think instead of what to think, but others are concerned it will do just the opposite.
And yes, there's some ugly stories in our American history, but that's who we are. And the only way you're going to bring us together as a state and as a nation is if you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
With the initial bill, there were concerns of it interfering with First Amendment rights and freedom of speech.
Not whatsoever. The committee sub has changed a lot of those, but also still listening to parents and still listening to voices that are out there across the state.
Wise announced 4 new changes to address previous concerns during Thursday's hearing, include requiring all public schools to teach what is consistent in relation to race, sex, religion, and that cannot be one-sided. Allow American documents to be taught across middle and high school levels that are age appropriate, requiring a teacher, if they decide to talk about current events or controversial topics, to do so with various perspectives without leaning to one side or the other. For some students, there are concerns that part of their history will be suppressed, but for students like Timothy King, he says this bill will ensure his future in education.
We're not saying exclude history, we're just saying go from the truth, get the real facts, don't get the lies, get the real facts, don't get people's opinions, get the real facts.
Others say this bill is only causing more of an issue when schools in Kentucky don't even teach critical race theory.
Because again, we don't teach it, but now it wants to change how we teach history. Again, it wants to eliminate certain aspects of our history that should not be eliminated.
The next step is for the bill to go before the full Senate. If passed, it will head to the House. In Frankfort, Gabrielle Harmon, WHAS 11 on your side.